My name's David Hoch and I study electrical engineering at Purdue. I was just looking for anything to do with racing on campus, and I happened to come across Formula. I was Googling things, so I found out about the meeting times, went to the meeting. I found out about the different sub-teams. I'm like, hey, there's an electronics team, even though it's an ME club, so that's perfect for me. So I joined that, started coming in on work days. And just going with the team is really fun, but you always get to see everybody else's cars, what they've done. You get to talk about their design process, how they approach things. I've always been playing since I've been a little kid. I'm mainly a racing game fan, of course. I started on Gran Turismo, the very first one, on PlayStation when I was like 3 or 4 years old, and I was hooked. Forza Motorsport started announcing championships on the game itself. And after I started playing Forza for a while, I actually got pretty good, and I started topping leaderboards and things like that. And then I actually got recruited by a professional team that's owned by Darren Cox, who used to be the former head of Nismo. And the prizes got bigger and bigger each time. The revenue of esports growing. It grew to, I think, just in racing alone, it's like $1.5 billion of income this year. And they started taking us to different venues. I got to go to Road Atlanta, got to go to Sonoma and drive on the track. I got to go to Le Mans this summer, and it was all just from winning competitions. World's Fastest Gamer. The idea behind this was to take the people who are the best at the sim racing titles and see which one of them is the best fit to be a simulation driver for McLaren's real F1 team. Once you walk in the doors of the McLaren Technology Centre, it's just unbelievable. Because some people only dream of being able to walk in that building, and we got to see the entirety of it. They did test us on our abilities on the sim, but we also had to do a variety of mental tests, cognitive tests, a lot of physical tests as well. We were actually going through the same exact tests that all their drivers do. They even had us wearing driving suits, gloves, shoes, and everything. They're real suits, pretty close to the real thing, and your attention definitely demands it. The first round we raced on Interlagos, a circuit in Brazil. I had actually never driven on the course in any sim before, so it was a steep learning curve for me. Despite some mistakes, I feel like I held my own. And then after that, one of the races we were going to do on Suzuka, we were emulating the 88-89 race between Senna and Prost, how one had high downforce, one had low, and they had us test both setups and choose between which one we liked better. The Indy 500, people don't realize that it's a very demanding race. It's not just turning left over and over again. When you're going over 200 miles an hour and the car is actually veering left when you're not steering because of how it's set up for the oval, it's very demanding, and your right shoulder gets sore pretty quick. Even on a sim, it's very nerve-wracking. One little mistake at that speed and your race is over. But I had some trouble later in the race, so that kind of got overshadowed by that. Unfortunately, at that point in the competition, I feel like my strong suit, which is my engineering knowledge on the car and just what goes on the team, I wasn't able to present that because there weren't any opportunities in the competition at that point. When you work on the real car, see what problems you have on that, and then fix those, and then think about it in the sim world when you try it. It also works. So it's interesting to see how much overlap there is despite it only being a game. I feel like just making it there was amazing in itself. Getting to meet all the people at McLaren, getting to meet all the other racers, that in itself was a great experience.